YouTube has changed my life with just 738 followers, and I'm going to explain to you just how. I uploaded my very first YouTube video on January 1st, 2017, which is almost 8 years ago at this point. And now I get to do all these great things that I never thought would be possible. Like, for example, filming really cool sports challenges with Olympians. Isn't that just freaking crazy? And just the other day, I finally hit my first milestone, which is 1,000 followers on YouTube. After which you can get monetized. Oh my gosh. And with now having hit that goal, I'm going to buy myself some cake. You're probably wondering why even bother with YouTube? And I get it. I mean, there's so much content out there. For good reason. YouTube is the second largest searching engine in the world after Google. So yes, there is a lot to already find on YouTube, but I just feel like I nevertheless had nothing to lose on this platform. I've studied sports journalism and then went on to do a traineeship to become a TV producer in general, but my focus was always sports. And you know, when I then actually went to find a job, I couldn't find one that let me do what I actually wanted. Because in the world of sports journalism and sports on TV, nothing really works except for live competitions and sports documentaries on like really big athletes. But what I want to do is neither of that. So it just wouldn't work on a traditional network. And therefore I just knew I had to find something to do myself. And the only platform I can just post on whenever I feel like it is YouTube.
How the heck do you choose with this much power? Look at that. And some coffee with a heart on top. The next thing I wanted to do was to talk about all the reasons you should actually start a YouTube channel. And I so wisely took a jacket with me because fall weather is unpredictable. But this cake, oh my gosh, it's so good. The first reason why you should start a YouTube channel, even if it's not about celebratory cake, and that is a good reason, is to have a creative outlet. As children, we are encouraged to have all sorts of hobbies, but the older we grow, we feel like besides work and doing our chores, even if we maybe had time for them, they're just not important enough. I feel like that is a wrong take.
I can do it better than that. I know it.
The second reason why you should start a YouTube channel is that you have a place where you can commemorate like the little moments. Like this, for example. Right now, I'm just eating cake. It's nothing special. I still have reason to film this moment because I'm filming it for a YouTube video, and otherwise I wouldn't have. So this is really cool. At this point, you probably have two questions. One, why do I not know my mom's native tongue? And two, why now? Well, the next reason is to learn new skills. Like for me on YouTube, editing, focusing on storytelling, and so on and so forth. These are things that I learned at university and started honing as a craft as a producer. But being my own creator, I get to choose the storytelling. No one else gets to rework what I've already put in, and that is a really powerful feeling. The fourth reason I personally had was so that I could demonstrate my personal expertise, which when I started my YouTube channel, I thought that my biggest expertise was being an athlete, and I feel like lots of us forget like what we're really good at because you just know that you are good at it, so you feel like everyone probably is the same way. For example, I run hurdles. How many other people do you know who run hurdles. That's not like a common thing to do, but to me it is, because obviously I do it all the time. The fifth reason that I want to talk about is personal growth. I don't think a couple years ago I would have been out and about at a cafe and filming. I still find it a little bit kind of like scary when people walk by and you think you're kind of crazy because everyone's kind of looking at you, but they're not looking at you because they think you're crazy. They're looking at you because you're doing something uncommon. You're talking to a camera. I feel like my confidence has definitely gotten a boost over the last few years, and I think that's also part of the reason why I was confident enough to start being a sports commentator and also an infield host. Those are not things I would have done if I'd not already been familiar with a camera. Thank you. A random man just walked by and said bon appetit. But only to me though, no one else. So that's nice, I guess. Now I totally lost my train of thought. The second to last point that I want to talk about is to overcome perfectionism. Wanting to make movie style or documentary style videos, I thought I had to be perfect at the end of the day, but that is not something you can accomplish. Perfection is just not the goal. The goal is to become better. And I feel like I've learned that over time when I was stalling on videos because I felt like they weren't perfect enough, even though, again, that is not something that even can be achieved. So yeah, I think I've really started working on that. And because through YouTube, I've been able to work on more projects that I'm actually interested in myself, I've definitely gotten better at that faster. So yeah, cheers to that. What the heck? Look at that. It's stuck in there. The seventh and last point I want to stress is community. On YouTube, you can find people just like you who are interested in the very exact same things that at work normally just isn't the case. When I went to my job at a network, there were lots of people and none of them were interested in sports, because I have one guy and he only liked soccer and I hate soccer. So I found that having a YouTube channel just means that you can work on things that you're interested in, and you will find people who are interested in that as well. First session back is always hard. But on to 3 steps for beginner YouTubers. Number 1 would be to find a specific niche, because it is quite important to not like jump around different topics so that people who might be interested in one topic get annoyed by always having like different things from you, because they maybe follow you for your fashion advice and all of a sudden you throw in like a cooking tutorial. So focus on that one niche, at least at the beginning. The second tip I have is to cater to your audience. So try to not just make something that feels good to you in the moment, but that you know you would want to watch and that would do something specific for you. It would educate you, it would inspire you, it would motivate you, it would do something for you instead of just being something you've watched and afterwards you're like, well, I kind of wasted my time on that. I didn't learn anything. I wasn't inspired. This is basically fan service in a way. You want to showcase something to your fans that's going to be helpful to them in some way, but don't take the word too literal. And the last tip is to not focus on the YouTube algorithm at all until you're like at least 100 videos in, I'd say, because YouTube is very fickle. You first need to have some sort of audience base so that it knows, that it knows who to even showcase your videos to. If it doesn't know that, it's going to try to find people, and that will take some time, and that's okay. 2.5. 1, 2.5. It takes the average YouTuber a good 100 videos until they hit the 1K mark, because especially if you don't have a following beforehand, and I'm sorry, I'm still out of breath, and you haven't worked with storytelling, and especially in video form beforehand, it is hard to make a movie or a documentary or a vlog or any of those things. So, oh my gosh, why am I still out of breath? Jeez. So therefore, don't worry about the YouTube algorithm. It is very unlikely that your first couple of videos will hit 100 plus K or even beyond that, and that is just the name of the game. It is more of a marathon than a sprint, and even though I prefer sprints, which is why I do hurdles, that's just how this goes. So if you don't have endurance in this sense, if you don't have patience, YouTube probably isn't for you. But if you are looking just to do this for yourself, I think YouTube is a great platform, and I will encourage you to start. And if you're now wondering what I'm going to be up to, the answer is quite simple. I'm going to try to unlock my potential on YouTube.
You're shaking.
Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh! In this series, Unlocked Olympic Odyssey, my goal is to try every Olympic and Paralympic sport. For shooting, I've been invited to one of the best facilities in the world. And what better way to test my skills than going up against a Paris Olympian? I think we should do a little competition.
We could do that.